Yeah, given the pressure from you guys, whenever you guys give me a special request or you look for me to do something kind of neat or cool, I usually do it. But there's something that I've been putting off for a while that I'm getting a lot of emails about. A lot of emails about. I mean, we're talking, 2, 3, 4 a day about a certain project of mine. So, seeing that it's a lazy Sunday afternoon and I haven't much to do, we're going to go ahead and jump onto it. There's my CR500 project bike. This is the street racer that I have been putting together. It doesn't need a heck of a lot. I've just been lacking the motivation and a little bit of money that's necessary to put it together because business has been kind of bad. You guys in this economy, I'm sure just about every one of you would understand or agree. So we're going to move it to the garage and we're going to put the motor in and try to get the radiator piped up and see what else we need for it. There it is, it's seen sunlight once again. The brake calipers were stolen off of it. I used the brake calipers on my SV650's GSXR conversion that we put on there a few months ago. So the brake system has been replaced, so I'm going to need another set for that. Here's a set of calipers to go on it. It just needs a master cylinder on the other end. And they're on. Not bad, got a couple little things to work out. There's a little plug up here. I need to drill a hole to snap that into the fender. And of course we still need the master cylinder up on top. Alright, to get the motor into most dirt bike frames is a little tricky because the swing arm bolt right here has to come out, and that's going to remove the swing arm at the same time. So we're going to pull that bolt out, removing the nut from this side first, and the bolt should slide out this way. And there's the motor that's going in to this frame. Remove the top jug from the engine first. There it is. Got that sitting and waiting. And we've got the lower end of the motor in the frame. Now before we start putting any of the bolts in, we're going to have to put the piston on and drop the cylinder back down. And this is critical that we do this at this point, because if you bolt all the stuff in, the big ass jug will not clear all these components and won't fit down on top of these bolts. It's just everything's going to interfere. Because that jug is just huge. It's just big. Alright. We've got the swing arm bolt realigned, we got the swing arm and the engine and the frame all aligned, ready to go. And I like to leave the shock and the linkage on there on purpose because that makes it much easier to get everything aligned. It doesn't want to twist this way or do some wobbly weird stuff. So with that set, all I have to do is just gently tap that in with a wooden block and a hammer, or you can choose to use a rubber mallet, whichever works best for you. We got the jug back on, we've got the piston back in, we've got the rear swing arm bolt reassembled in there, so now it's time to mount the front engine bolt. There's one up under here, and then there's one down below on the bottom down here. So push those through, put the nuts on the other sides, and get those going. At the same time, I mounted the exhaust flange, and we're going to start looking to see how the radiator mounts when the exhaust pipe is on. Well, I don't think I'm going to use this radiator because it's conflicting with the exhaust on the bottom. And up at the top, in order to fit this thing in here at all, the mounting brackets have to go way up higher beyond the existing mounting points for the old CR250 radiator. So we're just going to take this radiator, get rid of it, and we're going to mount a proper CR250 radiator in there. The only reason I was going to use this other radiator is because it had provisions for a cooling fan. The CR250 one does not. But I guess it's just going to be something that I'm just going to have to deal with. Oh well. Well, I think that's going to be it today. I need a CR250 radiator for the front. I need a GSXR master cylinder for the front brakes that are on here. And I'm going to need an exhaust can for the back. That's not completely necessary to get the thing started, though. I do need some method to mount my rear sets. What some of the Formula 450 guys are doing is they're mounting a bracket between these two bolts, somehow swinging down along here, and then they mount the rear set to that. This is just not strong enough. That's awfully thin aluminum. I'm not going to trust that. If I just kick it in a little bit this way, it's going to break off. And the other side doesn't have anything like that at all. And then we need to make sure that the Kickstarter clears all this stuff when it swings around. I don't think it's going to be a problem because the rear set's probably going to be back here somewhere, so the swing arm should fall down somewhere in between. The foot peg may have to be a fold-up, though, but we'll figure that out when we get that far.